Very good morning, cadets. A few students sent me a message stating that, sir, we want key notes related to the chapters, chapter especially chapters number 7 onwards in history. So I decided to post few videos related to key notes about the particular chapter. So what is key notes? Key notes is nothing but brief highlight about a particular chapter. A chapter contains maybe 25 to 30, maybe 20 pages. So if you understand a chapter in a nutshell or in a brief, so it is the key notes always beneficial to understand the chapter. So today let us study the key notes related to chapter number 10. I'll try to start in a reverse order. What do you mean reverse order means? I'll start from chapter 10, 9, 8 like that. Okay. Because initial few chapters I gave, of course my video contain a lot of PowerPoint presentations, slides and all those things. So naturally few of you may already jotted down those points. So chapter number 10, that is 18th century political formations. By 1765, British had captured major chunks of Indian territory in eastern India. With Aurangzeb's death in 1707, many new states emerged in India. So whenever I am going through this, so please try to recollect the new states emerged in India. The new states emerged in India: Marathas, Nawab of Awadh, Bengal, then Jat, Sikh, Rajputs, all those things. The crisis in the empire. So British captured the major territories in India. Then crisis in the empire and the later Mughals. After reaching its zenith, Mughal empire started declining under Emperor Aurangzeb. This was because of Aurangzeb's military and religious policy, which depleted the financial resources of the Mughals. Under his successors, the efficiency of the imperial administration broke down. It became difficult to check governors and mansabdars. In the midst of crisis, Nadir Shah's invasion in 1739 and invasions of Afghan ruler Ahmad Shah Abdali 1748-1761 weakened Mughal Empire. So what do you have to understand here? Ahmad Shah Abdali, Nadir Shah's invasion, we studied in detail. Third Battle of Panipat between Marathas and Afghan invader, that resulted in complete fall of Maratha kingdom. The nobility was divided into major groups like Iranians and Turanians. If you remember, Iranians and Turanians, we studied about them when we started the Mughal dynasty chapter. Hope you remember that the origin of Mughal dynasty, we studied about this. For a long time, the later Mughals were puppets in the hands of either one or other of these two powerful groups. So that is what the fate of Mughal dynasty. Emergence of new states. So this is a revision video for 15th January 2021. Okay. What activity we are doing now? We are doing the activity of keynotes related to chapter number 10. So I request every student, please write down the note, these keynotes, because keynotes of every chapter please write down, so that you can understand the chapter in a nutshell, or easily you can understand the chapter. Now let us check emergence of new states. With the decline of Mughal authority, the governors consolidated their authority. Broadly speaking, the states were divided into three overlapping groups. Old provinces like Awadh, Bengal and Hyderabad, which enjoyed consideration independence, like Watan Jagirs, and several Rajput principalities. The last group included states like Marathas, Sikh and Jats. So, emergence of new states, please write down: Bengal, Awadh, Hyderabad, Marathas, Sikh and Jats. So, the emergence of new states after decline of Mughal dynasty, to be specific, after death of Aurangzeb in 1707. So, death of Aurangzeb in 1707. After death of Aurangzeb, the Mughal dynasty declined. As a result, several new kingdoms emerged. So that is what the emergence of new states. These include the state of Awadh and Bengal and Hyderabad. Hyderabad state was founded by Nizam ul Mulk Asaf Jah. The state was constantly engaged. In a struggle against the Marathas. Awadh was founded by Sadat Khan. The rich alluvial plains allowed development of region. Bengal was founded by Murshid Quli Khan. He commanded revenue administration of the state under Alwardi Khan of the state and became very, very prosperous. So, which are the states emerged? The new states emerged. They are Awadh, Bengal, Hyderabad, Marathas, Sikhs and Jats, Asaf Jah, Sadat Khan, Murshid Quli Khan. They are the very, very important related to this particular chapter. Now let us understand about Watan Jagirs of Rajputs. Many Rajput kings, particularly those belongs to Amber and Jodhpur, had served under Mughals with distinction. They got considerable autonomy and thus were called Watan Jagirs. So what is Watan Jagir? Watan Jagirs were those, they got an autonomy or independence. That's why they are called Watan Jagir. Maratha expansion after 1740s put restriction on growth of Rajput expansion. Hope you are writing the points. The Sikh arose as a power under Guru Gobind Singh, who inspired the Khalsa with belief that their destiny was to rule. So Guru Gobind Singh's Khalsa Panth decided to protect the religion. Maharaja Ranjit Singh reunited the Sikh as a powerful group and established capital at Lahore in 1799. I told you related to Anglo-Sikh rivalry you will study in the class 8th. The Anglo-Sikh rivalry and the establishment of the powerful Sikh dynasty or kingdom under the leadership of Maharaja Ranjit Singh. And third Anglo-Sikh war, after that there was a sharp fall in the power of Sikh dynasty. Okay, the Marathas. The Maratha kingdom rose under Shivaji. After Shivaji's death, Peshwa led the Maratha empire to its zenith. We studied about Peshwa. Who are Peshwas? Peshwas were the ministers of Maratha. But after death of Shivaji, the ministers, the prime minister Peshwa, they started dominating administration of Maratha dynasty. That's why when you read Maratha history, you can understand, you can come across Peshwa, Vishwanath Rao, Balaji Bajirao II. So they are all ministers, and the ministers started ruling the administration. Marathas collected huge revenue from the taxes of Chauth and Sardesh Mukhi in the entire kingdom. Regarding tax collection, Marathas had a very systematic way of collecting tax. Because today we pay different tax. Like for example, I am paying professional tax on my profession. I am paying income tax on my income. Apart from that, we are paying a lot of tax like CGST, that is central government GST, SGST, state government GST, that is goods and services tax. When you purchase any commodity from the market, the price of that commodity was inclusive or including tax. So Marathas had a system of collection of tax, that is Chauth and Sardesh Mukhi. Hope you are able to understand what I am explaining to you. We studied in detail about the division of Marathas, especially after third battle of Panipat. Maratha chiefs included Peshwa, Scindia, Gaekwad, Bhonsle. Their territories touched near Delhi and its peak stages. So Marathas ruled under different heads: Peshwas, Scindia, Bhonsles, Gaekwads, and actually one more, that is Holkars of Indore. So which were the 5 Maratha chiefs after downfall of Maratha kingdom after third battle of Panipat? That is, Maratha started ruling under different kingdoms, under different leadership. One is Peshwas, Scindias of Gwalior, Gaekwad, Bhonsle and Holkars. The Jats. The Jats under Chauraman controlled territories towards West Delhi. Jats were prosperous agriculturists. Under Surajmal, the kingdom of Bharatpur emerged as a strong state. Jats even built a garden palace at a place called Dig. So this is about a particular chapter, that is chapter number 10. Chapter number 10. So this is about particular chapter number. So this is about the chapter number 10. Okay, please write down the important points of chapter number 10. Okay, now let us study about chapter number 9. I'll quickly go through the slide. Then chapter number 9, the making of religious culture. Okay. Chapter number 9, the making of regional culture. It is quite common for us to identify a region with its language. For example, Kannada speakers called Karnataka, Malayalam speakers Kerala, Tamil speakers Tamil Nadu, like that. It is very, very common that we identify a region with its language. Thus, we can call a person Bengali or Kannadiga on the basis of language which he speaks. Every region is identified with a certain distinct type of food, clothing, poetry, dance, painting and music. Bengali culture, Marathi culture, Malayali culture. So every particular place got their own food habits. For example, if you visit Andhra generally a large quantity of food, they eat more rice and related commodities. Whereas if you visit North India, they use wheat. Clothing, poetry, dance, painting, music, everything is depend on different regions. Language is quite closely connected to a region. The Chera Empire of Mahodayapuram, which was established in 9th century in southwestern part of Kerala, introduced the Malayalam language. So the introduction of Malayalam language, the Chera Empire, Mahodayapuram, which was established in 9th century in the southwestern part of Kerala. Rulers and religious traditions. There's a mistake there. Several regional culture developed around the religious traditions. The local people made wooden image of deity which originally called local god came to be identified with Vishnu. That is what we say Jagannath cult of Orissa. The temple became center of pilgrimage. In the 19th century, Rajasthan today called as Rajputana by the British. There were many groups who called themselves Rajputs in northern and central India. So Rajputs or Rajputana, Sati system, several practices were started by the Rajputs. Prithviraj Chauhan was one such ruler. Women had given a heroic image since they committed sati or self-immolation. That is what Sati system, because in Sati system originally started by Rajputs only, because they felt it is better to die in a funeral pyre of their husband instead of suffering after death of their husband. The reason is mainly those days there was a frequent attack by the Afghan or the Muslim invaders, and they used to misuse these women. Beyond frontiers, that is the story of Kathak. The heroic tradition of various regions also helped in the evolution of a dance in several regions. One such dance was Kathak, which was evolved in North India. The Kathaks were initially a caste storyteller in North Indian temple. The legends of Radha Krishna were enacted in a folk place known as Rasa Leela. So Rasa Leela is a depiction of Radha and Krishna. It integrated folk dance with the basic gesture of the Kathak storyteller. paintings for pattern. During this period, one more tradition which deserves our attention is the miniature painting. The miniatures are small size painting done in water color on cloth or paper. Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan hired highly skilled painters to illustrate their manuscripts in Kitab Khana containing the accounts of their poetry. When Mughal Empire started declining, new artistic taste developed in the court of Deccan and Rajput rulers. One bold style of miniature painting was called as Basoi. One of the most popular painting of Himalaya region was Banu Datta's Rasamanjari. Please write down Banu Datta's Rasamanjari. The Kangra. So growth of regional language and culture. Regional language is a language which person speaks in a particular region. It is generally assumed that Bengali language is spoken by people of Bengal. Bengali originated from Sanskrit but later developed its own identity and literature. When Mughal Empire started declining, new artistic taste developed the region culture. One bold style, the miniature painting, was called Basohi. So please write down the points which are mentioned here. So this is about key points of chapter number 10 and 9. Thank you. Good.